Well, hello there, and welcome to our online mentorship session. It's a beautiful Friday evening, and I'm so grateful that we are all connecting right now. I can't wait to be live with us. I know some of us have been on since 7 p.m., and it's just 13 minutes past the hour of 7 p.m. Nigerian time. We're grateful to God for a wonderful and productive week. I believe it was productive and fruitful for every one of us. And we are here again to learn, to grow, to be transformed, to gain knowledge and understanding that will help us in all that we do. I believe that one of the greatest investments in this life is investing in knowledge, investing in wisdom. The Holy Book says in Isaiah 33 verse 6 that wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of your times. And I'm so glad that we are all connected right now from around the world and within Nigeria. So whatever your time zone is, I'm so grateful to be here again and to connect with you on this online mentorship session. And it's going to be a wonderful time, especially with the kind of subject that we are going to be discussing about. So please stay tuned. Take a seat. Make sure you have your pens or your notepads close by, because you are going to write. And I believe it's going to be an amazing, amazing moment, just like it always is every Friday. So please hit the like button and share. I'm going to give you 2-3 minutes to do that. Hit the like button and share. If you're watching by YouTube, I want you to hit the like button and then begin to share. It's important that we all like and share so that we can increase the amount of people who can be part of this live session right now. You know, the more you like and the more you share is the more we have visibility for others to be able to see us and to connect to this platform. So please do that right away. If you're watching by Facebook, I'd like you to like this video as well and also begin to share. Now, whilst you're doing that, it is important for me to announce to you that you can also stick to following all that we do on both platforms, YouTube and Facebook. Now, we have a community on Facebook, so you can simply follow the page. Be one of my followers on Facebook. You are sure to have engagements coming from us about other programs and so many contents that will really bless you, as well as on YouTube. If you're watching by YouTube and this is your first time, or you are a returning viewer, you can please subscribe. All right, I mean, it doesn't take too much energy to do that. It doesn't take much effort. It's as easy as just hitting that subscribe column there, that icon. Hit the subscribe button and make sure you turn on the all bell notification so that you can get every content that will really bless, inspire, motivate, and transform you. Again and again, we have many other contents on both platforms that you really want to take a bite on. So please do that, and then make sure you share this broadcast right now. Share it with your friends, your family members, your colleagues, everyone around you. Share it with your spouse, share it with your neighbor, and put a pressure on them to join and to watch. Ensure that they are following, because this is a session that should not be missed by anybody who has a well-meaning for life. Share with your neighbors, share with your enemies, share with your colleagues at work, your boss, your subordinates. Let's have a big social family right now and be part of this live show. So I'm going to give you 1 more minute to do that, and then we'll proceed. All right, so like, share, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Like, follow, and share if you're watching on Facebook. Let's do that as quick as we can. Now, if you are done with that, please meet me at the live chat session. If you're watching by YouTube, you're going to see it there on the comments column, live chat. So I want you to engage with me. Now, this mentorship session is meant to be interactive, okay? It's not a monologue. It's not just me talking. No, we are here to interact. So I'd like you to go to the live chat session. Make sure you interact with me. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know your name, your city, your country, and any point that really resonates with your heart, or strikes your heart while the conversation is going on. Please do well to spell it out in the live chat session. Okay, now this is available both to those watching by YouTube and to those watching via Facebook. All right, and I also pray that you have a good network in your area or your locality, your territory where you're watching from, so that you don't have poor network to hinder your live transmission. So please do that. Engage with me. Let me know where you are watching from and your name, and we'll proceed. 1 more minute for us to get done with all of those normalities, and then we'll start. 1 more minute for us to get done with all the protocol, and then we will proceed. It's going to be amazing today. It's going to be an exciting time. And I can't wait. All right, so we are getting in for today's session, and I hope you're ready. Please sit down, grab a snack, make sure you are with someone watching as well, and let's get ready to feed in the next few minutes on wisdom and amazing understanding, facts that will really, really change your life. Now, as we always do, we open every day's session with a word of prayer. I'm a person of faith. I believe in the supernatural. I believe in the supreme being we call God. And I believe in his influence to make good anything that we get involved with. So, Father, we thank you for everyone who is connected right now, watching from other nations, watching within Nigeria. I pray that this program will be life transforming, educative, informative, highly impactful to them. That you will give each one of us access to wisdom, to understanding, and to true knowledge. And our lives never be the same. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, we're starting and we're discussing on a very important subject today, one that I know every one of us will relate with. Wise financial planning. And I believe that these sessions, it's important that we are having these sessions right now. Will you excuse me? I need to get hydrated a little bit. All right. So as we approach the end of the year, I think it makes sense that we have very important discussions that helps us to review and reevaluate the year that we are ending. Review our actions, review our visions, our goals, see what we're able to achieve, where we missed it, and also prepare for the next year. So I think that this period is very crucial. As a matter of fact, I really advise people, especially those of us who want to be proactive or who want to lead while others follow. I think it is good that you start planning for your next year from November. December is usually a festive month, it's a holiday month, and sometimes we get busy with all the activities, spending time with friends and families, which is also very good. We talked about relationships recently. But sometimes, the whole of those activities may not really allow us to use our brains and our minds to plan and prepare for the next year, or to reevaluate the outgoing year. And then we get into January and everybody's realizing that we're in a new year. Everybody begins to jump at casting goals and setting goals and visions and all of that. And it's more like a rush hour something. But when you start planning from November, you go a step ahead of others. And so I advise that from now, begin to reevaluate the year as it comes to an end, and see what needs to be done in the next year coming. That's why we are discussing today on wise financial planning. Now, I believe that financial resources are a very integral part not only of human survival, but human coexistence. I believe that financial resources have a major role to play as far as the fulfillment of purpose and the pursuit of destiny is concerned on earth. I mean, money is a legal tender. Money is a medium by which different cultures and economies and nations interact. Everything has a price. Everything can be subjected to transactional value. And that's what rules the economy of our world today. That's the reason why discussions around finances are very important. And I want to say this with all the love in my heart, but with every sincerity, honesty, and firmness that, I can communicate this. Listen, especially to those of us in African nations and to those of us in third world or developing nations, discussions around money or financial resources is not a gender thing, as opposed to what many cultures or many social cycles believe. When you talk about money, some people believe that only men should discuss about money. No, it's not a gender thing. As far as you're a human being and you will thrive in this 21st century world, you need not to be ignorant about financial resources. You need to be financially intelligent. You need to have financial education. Go beyond what is taught in your contemporary schools and know so much about money that allows you to do 3 important things. Number 1, make. Number 2, manage. Number 3, multiply. Know so much about money and financial resources that you are able to do one or all of these 3. Make money, manage money, and multiply money. Very important. Your ability to do these 3 tells how financially educated and intelligent that you are. And of course, finances control our economy in the world today. Almost everything has, like I said, transactional value. Almost everything can be exchanged. Money can be exchanged for almost anything. Even for information, there are people who pay to be taught. You pay to go to school. You pay to get a degree and a certification. You pay to be taught. You pay to learn a skill. All right? Now, we may be giving you whatever we give you on this platform free, but it's not really free. You are paying somehow. Right now, as you're watching me, you're burning data, which you bought or you acquired with money, financial resources. The camera I'm looking into right now was bought with money, resources. The microphone that I'm talking into that makes it clear enough for you to hear, money. The clothes I wear, the lights on me, the people, the team working with me, money revolves around our world. And that is the reason why you cannot afford to be a financial illiterate. in the 21st century world. Okay? The internet has made it easy for you to have access to basic financial knowledge. There are books that you can read on finances, and maybe I may recommend one or two before the end of this broadcast. That being said, it is my joy for us to get into the discussion today. Wise financial planning. Now, on the 4th of April, I believe, 4th of April, was it on a Friday? We discussed about the wisdom of planning. Was on a Friday, right? Maybe we'll pin that session at the description box of this one. We'll try to do that so that you can go back to watch that session again. I talked about the wisdom of planning, and I said about 10 things that the wisdom of planning does for you. One of the things I said was that it helps you to prepare for eventualities. When you plan, you are prepared for emergency situations. You are prepared for eventualities. You are prepared for inevitable situations. You know, as they always say, save for the rainy day. So one of the reasons why you need to wisely plan your finances is so that you can be able to match up with emergency situations, or so that you can take advantage of opportunities that come for you to earn a fortune and to move up your net worth financially. These and many other reasons are why you need to plan financially. All right? Planning is very important for anything to succeed. As a matter of fact, if you take away planning from any venture, it's doomed to fail. Nobody plans on the day of manifestation. Nobody starts planning on the day for expression. There is always a day when people will place a demand for your knowledge, place a demand for your product, place a demand for what you know, for your competence. And you must, through the wisdom of planning, get a build up to that day, preparing for that day, ready to take advantage of opportunities that can earn you a cash flow and see you move up the financial scale. Listen, I believe that the financial situation of every individual can be captured in these four stages. There is financial insufficiency. That's lack, extreme lack. There is financial dependency. You have, but it's because you are given. That means you are dependent on people, on systems. Many salary earners are here. That means for as long as the people or the systems are consistent in giving to you, you will not lack. But if anything happens to them, you become a victim. That's the reason why many people are a victim of economic recessions, economic depressions that many nations go through. Then there is financial independence. You have, not only because people give you, but because you are either earning a living or you are producing. You are producing something. Or you are transacting, exchanging value for something. Then there is financial dominion. These are the people who are not only financially intelligent, but they've been able to move up the scale of their finances to a point where they literally decide the market. Their businesses have grown so big that it has a way of influencing world economies, influencing national economies, regional economies, because of the products, the goods and services that they offer, because of the strength of their brand and because of how intelligent that they are. You know, they are key players and stakeholders in the financial world. They determine what happens, who rises and who falls. I mean, I read an article online just before coming to the studio. Some investment happening around Elon Musk's Tesla, and it's going to see him become the first trillionaire in dollars. Think of that. There is a company, an AI company, I think that's NVIDIA. Their current worth is about how many $1 trillion now? Between $2 to $5 trillion. That is times 2 of the GDP of Africa combined as a continent of over 52 states. NVIDIA, you can Google it up. NVIDIA, NVIDIA. Their current net worth, trillions of dollars. More than a continent, a continent with natural resources, a continent with, regional superpowers in terms of, the strength of economies. $4.7 trillion. Okay, check Africa's current GDP. Now, that's where we must aim to get to. Financial dominion, where you have, because of your investment in your financial literacy and put into practice the things that you have learned, you grow to a point where you become a major player, a stakeholder. What's Africa's GDP? $410 billion. That's annual GDP. NVIDIA's net worth is 4.7 trillion. That is times 10 of, more than times 10, because 4.7. So what is the difference? Why do we have rich people and poor people in society? Is it really about luck? Is there something called luck? Is that what differentiates, who is rich and who is poor? Now, there's something people must know about finances. There is a lot of logical sequence as far as financial resources, financial intelligence is concerned, to a point where it can truly be predicted. And if it can be predicted, it means you can, by yourself, earn your way not only to financial independence, but into financial dominion. My desire for us having this discussion is to see that everyone will take advantage of this, that they will learn, as in addition to other things, and become financially free. Be able to earn a living for yourself, enough to pursue your dreams, your goals, enough to build your business, to build your organization, your company, to power your dreams. Takes a lot of financial resources. So we're talking about wise financial planning. What do you need to effectively plan your finances? What are the things you need to plan your finances? Godia Sunday says, "Good evening, Apostle. I'm watching in Meduguri. My name is Godia Sunday. Hello, Godia." Number one, you need a vision. You need a vision to plan your finances. You need an effective and working or workable vision, a realistic vision. You need to visualize your financial worth. You need to know where you want to get to. in terms of your control on financial resources. You need to know how much money you intend to have or generate. And it depends on what kind of dreams do you have. What kind of goals are you setting for yourself? Short-term goals, mid-term, or long-term goals? What do you want to achieve? What do you want to acquire? All of these are birthed by, or is what gives birth to the vision that you have for your finances. We have visions to build great organizations. We have visions to start and build a family. We have visions, like in Africa, even for weddings, for celebrations, weddings, birthday parties, baby showers, pregnancy showers. What else? What else do they shower again? They shower everything. Everything is showered. Even if you buy a laptop, they will shower it. We plan a lot for celebrations. We have visions. Some people visualize their weddings. I want to dress like this. I want to look like this. I want it to be like this. I want it to be here and this and that. We have visions for almost everything in our lives without finances. And it's interesting to know that finances is what, powers whatever vision you have. It will be as realistic as how much financial resources are deployed. So if we have visions to build great organizations, great corporations, great business establishments, great schools, great dreams, we must have a vision for our finances. Think of it that your finances goes a long way in partly determining your net worth, determining your value. So you need to visualize, how much do I want to have? How much do I want to make? How much do I want to be able to generate? How much do I want to be worth at this time? So you need a vision. You need a vision. Number 2, and this is, if you need a vision, number 2, let me, and I wanted to add this to number 1, but let me just make it number 2. You need to write down your vision and compare it with the reality of the times that you live in. Write down your vision. It's great to have a vision. It's great to visualize many things. Ben Carson, the great neurosurgeon, said, think big, dream big. But now that you have finished dreaming and thinking, write down what you have dreamt and thought about, and then bring it in the context of the reality of the times that you live in. If, for instance, you wanted to build a house, you had a vision in 2019, and let's say you live in Nigeria, for instance, you wanted to build a house, and that house was going to cost you, let's say, $50,000. When, as at 2019, a dollar was around 400 to 500 naira. In 2025, 6 years later, a dollar is now more than 2 times that amount. That means that you will not be able to finish that house with the initial cost or estimated cost. You may end up spending more than that amount. So when we write visions for our finances, I want to have this net worth by this time. I want to have this amount of savings by this time. You need to compare it or bring it in the context of the reality of your times. What's the employment rate? What's the feasibility of getting a job that within the time frame you have given yourself will be able to earn you that amount, or will be able to help you amass financial resources to that amount. Or your net worth, you are sure to increase it to this amount. Sometimes we need to be in touch with reality for us to do better whatever it is that we do. So write down your vision and bring it in the context of the reality of your times. Yeah, be realistic about it. Number 3, seek financial education. So you can be financially intelligent. Seek financial education. You need to know to grow. You need to learn to lead. Knowledge is the basis for growth. How much of resources, how much knowledge of resources, financial resources do you have? How much knowledge about money do you have? How many books around finances or business have you studied? Do you have knowledge about exchange rates? Do you know what devaluation is? Devaluation of currency. What affects the rise and fall of dollar? Because this affects exchange. And if you live in a country where little is produced and much is imported, you will definitely be a victim of exchange rate. Do you know about these things? It's sad that many people are financial illiterates. Many people have little or no knowledge about what they want to have. So you need financial education. It can come through books. It can come through mentorship from individuals who have strategic knowledge and information in that field. It can come through attending seminars and conferences. It can come by spending time on the internet to read articles. You know, different ways by which you can be financially educated. You must seek financial education to plan, because you cannot plan when you have very little knowledge. You need to know a lot. And that means that you need to have value for knowledge. You need to have value for knowledge. Now listen to me. Billionaires, when they look at a product or a service, they don't think many times about cost. They think more about value. When you think about costs, you are looking at the price to purchase that thing, to acquire that service. But when you think about value, that's an investment mentality to know, okay, if I get this, how does it increase me? How does it increase my net worth? What value can it add to my life? You can buy a book of 2,000, 3,000 naira, or $18, $10, and the knowledge, the education you get from that book can stimulate ideas in your mind that will help you create a business fortune that will be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. That's cost versus value. So you need strong financial education to plan. Number 4, right? Number 4. Consult with wise financial advisors. Consult with wise financial advisors. Listen, no matter how much you know, there are people who this is their field. They know much more than you do. They can be wise, financial advisors you surround your life with. The Holy Book says that in the multitude of counselors there is safety. Let's say you want to buy land, a landed property. Why do you want to buy a landed property? If you want to make money quick, a financial advisor will advise you not to buy a land if you want to make money quick. Because land is under what we call fixed assets. The money appreciates, or the value appreciates, the longer it stays. So if you want to make money from a land, you may have to wait 6 months to a year or more for it to appreciate in value before you trade it. But if you need money quick, instead of going to purchase a property like a land, you may need to engage in a transactional or commercial service, something that can generate return today or in a few days. For instance, you want to build a house, a property, or a plaza and put it out for rent. I hope you know that for the next 5 years of renting that property, you will not be able to accumulate your money back, the money you sank in building it. So these are things that a wise financial advisor will need to tell you. Many people have made wrong decisions, invested in wrong places. They needed money quick and invested in something that was going to bring money after a while. Or some people needed money that will come over time, and they invested in a quick scheme and it drowned everything. In fact, a wise financial advisor will tell you, don't put everything you have into a scheme you have not tried. You know, a lot of people have what I call survivor mentality. They only want to invest because of what they can eat. As a matter of fact, that's the reason why few people invest. Is what they can eat. If you think about what you can eat now, you will not be wealthy. You will not make wealth. You'll just make so much to handle your basic needs. But you think about becoming wealthy. You're thinking about creating a system of yourself and for yourself that allows other people to be employed, other people to gain, while your net worth increases. Now, that's the kind of wealth that can be transferred from one generation to the other. So you need wise financial advisors. Number what now? 5. You need the right attitude. The right financial attitude. Attitude is everything. You need to be diligent. You need to be disciplined. You need to be committed. All of these are attitudes. To plan. You need to be proactive. To plan quickly. You don't wait till the end of January of a new year and then you start planning your finances. No. You don't wait after 1 year of having the job. Then you say, okay, now I can start planning my finances. No. You are going to be... What assures you that you are going to have that job for up to a year? We plan because there are uncertain times ahead. We also plan because there are unforeseen opportunities ahead. Sometimes in the midst of uncertainty, there are opportunities. So you want to be prepared when these moments come and take advantage of them. So sometimes you need to be proactive. Whilst others are sleeping, you need to do your homework. Get prepared. Get into your field. Observe the current trend. Let's say you are a digital marketer. You deal with cryptocurrency or forex. Observe the trends in the last few months. Look at what's happening now. With wise, financial intelligence, can you predict what will happen in the next 3-4 months? And then target a time where you can predict that there will be greater opportunities to invest. So these are 5 things that you will need to achieve wise financial planning. Any question? I'm not used to this laptop, but I think everything is. I think it just goes down. Okay, I'm trying to go to Facebook, but I'm not seeing where to. Yes, I clicked on it. Oh, sorry. It's already 7:53. Okay. It's on Facebook. Okay. This is Tina. She says, I have few questions, sir. How do one stay generous even when building financially? So I call it the wisdom of balance. And that's what nature survives on, balance. You give as much as you receive, or you receive as much as you give. So if you are building yourself financially, you can only be generous according to your capacity. In fact, those of us who are people of faith, the Bible advises us to give according to our ability. I think that's 1 Corinthians 16. When it says, when you gather at the first day of the week to make your normal collections, they let each give as according as they have prospered. You can't give what you don't have. So give according to your capacity, but always maintain a reserve so you can be able to give again, or so that you can invest later to generate a lot to give again. Don't give because others are giving like this. No. Give because you are convinced, and give because you have sure knowledge about your capacity. Number 2, what are the signs of poor financial discipline that people often ignore? Well, poor financial discipline could amount to wastefulness, exuberant or extravagant lifestyle, lack of preparation and planning. So 2 million, 5 million comes into your hand and you didn't plan ahead. No business proposal, nothing. You definitely will push that money down the drain. So the signs can be simply the inability to plan or to be proactive about planning. That's one sign. Lack of proactivity to plan. When you don't plan, you don't take advantage of opportunities that will come. When you don't plan, you become a victim of circumstances, uncertainty. Another sign of poor financial discipline is the kind of relationships you keep around you when you have wrong relationships. When you have people who don't think to invest, when you have people who are not financially prudent, they will definitely help you drain your finances, even with their good intentions. Or when you have people who are not financial literate, make sure that amongst your close cycle you have people who are financial literate. Another sign of poor financial discipline is Lack of self-confidence. It's often said that your self-worth, your net worth determines your self-worth, right? Or your self-worth determines your net worth. How does it put it? Your self-worth determines your net worth. Good. That means that it is the value that you produce or you give that determines what comes to you financially. Now, if you don't believe in yourself, you may never see yourself giving out any value. Let's say you have a skill. There will be other people who have that skill. But you must be confident in yourself well enough to sharpen that skill and exchange it intelligently for financial reward. That's the reason why many people drag their feet to start a business or to make an investment, even on themselves. It's because they don't believe in themselves. And listen, there's nothing you can do to make a person believe in themselves. It's a personal decision. You can as well just influence them, motivate them, but you can't make them. It's a personal decision. Number 3, how do you define financial success? Is it about wealth, stability, or stewardship? First of all, what is success? Because when you know what success is, you know what financial success is. I believe it's a combination of all. Wealth, stability, or self-sufficiency, or independence, and stewardship. So your question helped me to answer itself. It's a combination of all. You have enough for yourself and for others in such a way that you are independent and not a dependent person. And number 2, you have the intelligence and the attitude to steward and manage what you have. And listen, having a vision to build wealth legitimately is a good and selfless vision. There is no way you become wealthy that it doesn't affect people. No. There's no way you start a business or make an investment that someone else is not getting. If, for instance, you buy the shares or you buy the stocks of a company, other people bought too. The company is going to use those shares as investment. The money you paid to buy, they are going to invest it in what they do, turn it over, and then you get a larger percentage another time. So it's a win-win. You win, the company wins, other people does. If you start up a business, you set up a factory, you employ people to work. They are working and they are earning. And it's producing for you to earn. So a vision to build wealth is a selfless initiative that allows you and the other people around you to be financially free. And I think it is not bad that you have a vision like that. So I think that's the combination of all. No other question? From the beginning I said that to show that you are financially wise, you must know how to make, manage, or multiply money. Let's start with knowing how to manage money. Maybe we'll do that next 2 weeks. Yeah, talk about that. How to make, manage, and multiply money. Look at that. But I think financial planning helps you, first of all, manage even the little or meager resources that you have. And one of the secrets to managing resources is understanding value. Number 1. Number 2, understanding productivity. That everything you see can multiply itself. Under the right circumstances and with the right knowledge deployed, everything can multiply itself. Everything in this life is like a seed. Even this handkerchief can multiply itself. How? in two ways. Number one, of course, I'm not going to pull out one handkerchief from this. I'm going to show you now. This handkerchief can multiply itself, either by me giving it to somebody in need. It helps them handle their need, and they feel indebted to me. So that person may either bring me 2 handkerchiefs tomorrow or next week as a sign of gratitude, or may help me with a handkerchief when I have a need. So the handkerchief served today, and it has produced for another time where somebody else will give me a handkerchief. So today and that other time. Number 2, I can decide not to use it alone. We can be 3 who have need of handkerchief. I can give to another person, uses 1. It has multiplied itself. Everything can multiply itself. So when you have the understanding of productivity, it helps you manage resources. For every resource you deploy, you think about, what can I do to turn this over? Must I spend it now? Now, you see, financial management, we'll talk about it in the next. Financial management is not stinginess. That's an extreme. No. Financial management is simply knowing the difference between needs and wants. Needs, wants, and investment. And deploying the resources based on your knowledge about the priority of these 3: needs, wants, investment. I mean, even Jesus told them, after eating 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes that was multiplied, he told them, gather the fragments so that nothing is wasted. And you recall that there were 2 times that miracle happened. First time was 5 loaves for 5,000 men. Second time was 7 loaves for 4,000 men. I believe it was the fragments gathered from the 5 loaves that helped in feeding. All right? Everything has a lifespan. Financial resources have a lifespan. You need to learn to multiply it or multitask it within its lifetime. That's the reason why financial management is not just gathering money and keeping some money. That's foolishness, in a way. Somebody will gather a lot of currency notes and stock it somewhere and hopes that with all of this, he has dealt with poverty. Let's say somebody steals 10 billion and puts it somewhere. 10 billion now will not be having the same value in 5 years. And if you were to spend 1 million every day, you will not have finished 10 billion in 5 years. 365 days a year, that's 365 million times 5. You will not even get up to 5 billion. But by 5 years' time, 10 billion of now will probably be 5 billion. So financial management, that is not financial management. That is an aspect, saving. Financial management also has to do with preserving the value of resources. But I don't want to go into all of that. We'll talk about that in the next session. I want you to anxiously wait for that session, and I know it's going to be great. I wonder why we don't have much questions today. Is it because it's about money? You know, when you talk about money, many people are guilty. They just stay. All right? But I believe that the things you will learn will help you to make up for past mistakes and help you forge ahead and build a strong financial reputation for yourself. Listen, there is dignity in knowing that with the right amount of information deployed, you can earn for yourself and do for yourself the things you intend to do because of availability of resources. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing time today, and I believe you have learned a lot. I'll see you, of course, not next week now, because we're going to be traveling for a crusade next week. You have the flyer, you can put it for them. Yeah. So we're going for missions crusade in one of the rural areas around our geographical location. So after next Friday we're not going to be available for mentorship session, but after next Friday, we'll be back again on the 21st for a powerful mentorship session, and it's going to be a wonderful time. So I look forward to seeing you on the 21st. But we're preparing for the crusade, so you can be a part of it in any way. All right. God bless you. And bye for today. Thank you.